I'm sure you have seen some people talking about a flow hairstyle, but it is hard to pull it off if you have curly hair. Let me tell you that the curly flow hairstyle is totally achievable, and I'm going to break it down for you in the simplest way possible. No confusing things, just a month-by-month plan to get you those stunning flow curls. If you don't know me, my name is Ali, and I pretty much talk about how to get a certain hairstyle. So let's get started without wasting any time. Now, before getting into the actual process, let's talk about the ideal length for a flow curl hairstyle. The hair should be around 8 inches on the top and crown when stretched to maintain the full volume of curls. The sides are slightly shorter, around 5 inches when stretched, creating a balanced look without making the style appear too bulky. The back of the hair is best kept at approximately 6 inches when stretched, allowing the curls to flow naturally and blend seamlessly into the overall shape. At the start, your hair might be too short to achieve that natural flow, but don't worry. With the right techniques and patience, you will get there. I'm assuming you started with 5 inches on the top and crown, 2 inches on the sides, and 3 inches on the back. Since hair grows about half an inch per month, this process will take around 6 months to reach a good length for the flow curl hairstyle. Now, let's go step by step, breaking it down by each visit to the barber. First visit. By the end of the first month, your hair should have grown about half an inch. Now, you should have 5.5 inches on the top and crown, 2.5 inches on the sides, and 3.5 inches on the back. At this stage, your hair is likely too short to achieve that flow curls. The goal here is to set the foundation. You don't need to cut too much. Just even things out to ensure your hair grows uniformly. If you have an existing haircut, ask your barber to leave the top untouched while slightly tapering the sides and back. Keeping the back and sides neat will prevent awkward growth phases. You also need to start a proper hair care routine now. A good sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner designed for curly hair will help keep your hair healthy. Avoid using heavy styling products at this stage, as you want your hair to breathe and grow naturally. Second visit. By the second month, you should have 6 inches on the top and crown, 3 inches on the sides, and 4 inches on the back. This is still on the shorter side for flow curls, but you are making progress. Now your hair is starting to grow out, but it is still not long enough for the flow curls to take shape. At this visit, your barber should do a light trim on the sides and back to keep them neat, but the top should be left alone. At this point, your barber can start adding light layers to encourage movement. Layers are very important for the flow curl look because they help the curls bounce and flow naturally. Since your hair is growing longer, you might notice some awkward phases. This is normal. To manage it, you can use a lightweight curl enhancing cream to give your hair a bit of control. Avoid using gel or heavy wax, as they can weigh your hair down and make it look greasy. It is also time to start brushing your hair back with your fingers or a wide tooth comb. This will help train your hair to naturally flow backward instead of falling in different directions. Third visit. By the third month, your hair should have grown about half an inch. Now, you should have 6.5 inches on the top and crown, 3.5 inches on the sides, and 4.5 inches on the back. At this point, your hair is getting long enough to start forming a shape, but it may still be uneven or difficult to manage. During this visit, ask your barber to do a light trim to remove split ends and maintain a healthy look. The sides and back can be kept tapered, but don't go too short. Otherwise, it will create too much contrast and make the top look out of place. At this stage, your barber will likely focus on refining the layers they added during your last visit. They may also start texturizing your hair to encourage natural waves. Now that your hair has more length, it is a good time to start using a diffuser when drying your hair. A diffuser helps to enhance natural curls and waves without making your hair frizzy. Also, I recommend you focus on keeping your scalp healthy. A good leave-in conditioner or hair serum will prevent dryness and itching, which can happen as your hair grows longer. Fourth visit. By the fourth month, you should have 7 inches on the top and crown, 4 inches on the sides, and 5 inches on the back. This is where you really start seeing progress. Your hair is now long enough to have some flow, and you can start styling it more easily. Your barber should only do minor trims at this point, just enough to shape the hair without taking away too much length. If you want a more natural look, you can ask for soft layers on the top to create more movement. Since your hair is getting longer, it can become dry, so it is really important to focus on hydration. So I suggest you deep condition once a week. It will keep your curls soft and healthy. Avoid overwashing your hair. Shampooing 2 to 3 times a week is enough. Now when styling, use a little bit of mousse or curl cream to define your waves. Fifth visit. By the 5th month, you should have have 7.5 inches on the top and crown, 4.5 inches on the sides, and 5.5 inches on the back. Now, your hair has reached a good length for the flow curl hairstyle. Your barber should focus on shaping the haircut rather than cutting the length. You can ask for slight layering to add volume and movement without making your hair look too heavy. During this visit, your barber will likely give your hair a light trim to maintain its shape. They might also add some finishing touches like thinning out bulky areas or adding more texture. If you're happy with the length, you can start focusing on maintaining the style rather than growing it out. At this stage, styling becomes much easier. After washing, apply a leave-in conditioner and scrunch your hair with your hands to encourage natural curls. If you want a more defined look, I would suggest you twist small sections of your hair when it is damp and let it dry naturally. Sixth visit. By the 6th month, you should have 8 inches on the top and crown, 5 inches on the sides, and 6 inches on the back. You've finally reached the ideal length for the perfect flow curl hairstyle. Your hair now has enough weight to naturally fall into place, creating that effortless wavy look. Your barber should focus on maintenance trims, shaping the style without reducing the length. Your barber will trim your hair to maintain the shape and add any final touches. By this point, your hair routine should be fully established. Continue using curl-enhancing products and avoid excessive heat styling. If you must use a blow dryer, always use a heat protectant to keep your hair healthy. Now, let's see how to style that perfect flow hairstyle at home. It is easier than you think. Start by washing your hair with a good shampoo and conditioner to keep it soft and healthy. After that, gently towel dry your hair, but don't rub too hard. Just pat it to remove extra water. Now, grab a curl enhancing cream or mousse and run it through your hair using your fingers or a wide tooth comb. This helps shape the curls while keeping them soft and bouncy. Next, use a blow dryer with a diffuser on low heat and scrunch your curls as you dry them. This step is very important for getting that natural, effortless flow. If you have time, you can even let your hair air dry for a more relaxed look. Once your hair is dry, shake it out with your fingers to add volume and movement. To keep the curls in place all day, apply a little curl cream or a few drops of lightweight hair oil. If you want an even cleaner shape, use a round brush to style the front and sides. And that's it! You've got that stylish, effortless flow. Just avoid touching your hair too much during the day, and if needed, refresh it with a little water or curl spray. I know some of you might be wondering which face shape and hair types can carry flow curl hairstyles nicely. If you have an oval or diamond-shaped face, this style naturally complements your features. Guys with round faces can also carry it nicely by keeping a bit of volume on top and slightly shorter sides, as it can help elongate the face. If you have a square face, I would recommend you go for a slightly longer flow with some layers because it can soften the strong jawline. If you have a long face, avoid making the sides too short, as this can make your face look even longer. Keeping some volume on the sides will create balance. If you have curly hair, which I'm assuming you have, then go watch this video next where I have shared a detailed hair care routine for curly hair.